I am Omega Pax. I am the last of the Cybertronian historians. This is the history of Transformers. Atlantica is an undersea kingdom in the deepest parts of the Atlantic, populated by telepathic human-sized mermen. Its origins are unknown, and in spite of, or perhaps because of, its very high technology, the humans seem unaware of its existence outside of the traditional Atlantis myths. Its ambitious king, Nergal, seeks to conquer the surface world, but all of his technology is powered by geothermic vents, and leaving them would render his weapons useless. However, with a partnership with the Decepticons, gives him Energon Cube technology, and his goals are at last at his reach. When Laserbeak and Buzzsaw detected an underwater city giving off massive energy readings, Megatron immediately investigated. What he found was Atlantica, a single compact city of mermen wielding weapons comparable to the Decepticons. Shots were traded, but both sides realized that they were a match for each other. As Megatron and the Sub-Atlantean king Nergal bantered, they realized that both had something to offer. The energy that Megatron converted came from geothermic vents, which confined Sub-Atlantica to the ocean floor. But with the probability of Energon Cubes, Nergal could take his weapons anywhere, even the surface world he yearned to conquer. So they struck up a partnership, and Megatron found that Nergal's ambitions had come with ample preparation. The compactness of the city allowed it to be moved to the surface via hydro thrusters, and its dome of invulnerability force field provided its protection. The Sub-Atlanteans themselves were perfectly mobile above water. They just needed water-filled helmets, and their aforementioned handheld blasters were on par with the Transformer weaponry. But Starscream was openly wary of Nergal, especially since the boastful manfish communicated telepathically with his subjects. However, Soundwave was able to record his mental communiques and decipher them. While they did reveal that Nergal intended to betray the Decepticons, that didn't stop the Cons from working with him. After all, they all had the same intent towards him. Sub-Atlantica surfaced near its first target, Washington, D.C. The Decepticons and the Sub-Atlanteans stormed the city and claimed it by the dreadful means of putting a force field around it. But the Autobots had made it in before the force field was up, and a battle ensued, one which the Autobots lost when Nergal shot them with his paralyzing magnetic dysfunction ray. Only the intervention of the Dinobots turned the tide. They were able to smash through the force field, literally like it was glass. Grimlock eventually got his hands on Nergal's blaster, which he crushed. That somehow freed all the immobilized Autobots, and Megatron and Nergal retreated to Sub-Atlantica. After repairing some of the damage to Washington, D.C., the Autobots pursued them. Sub-Atlantica had moved out into the ocean, but it still hadn't submerged, so the Dinobots started smashing buildings, and Nergal quailed. Nergal declared, "Before I let those monsters destroy my city, I'll use the energy stockpiles and blow Sub-Atlantica and everyone on it to nothingness." Spike overheard, and for some reason he, Bumblebee, and Wheeljack tried to stop the king. Luckily, they failed. But even as Sub-Atlantica was self-destructing, Wheeljack carried the apparently unconscious Nergal out. Then, as the Autobots watched the exploding city sink from afar, Spike noticed that Nergal had disappeared. His fate remains unknown.